is Wisdom of Solomon. We talk about how Christ looked. This means a lot, right? So this is Wisdom of Solomon. Start from the top again. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15. But thou, O God, art gracious and true, long-suffering, and in mercy, ordering all things. For if we sin, we are thine, knowing thy power. But we will not sin, knowing that we are counted thine. For to know thee is perfect righteousness. Yeah, to know thy power is the root of immortality. It says, for neither did mischievous inventions of men deceive us. So what's this mischievous inventions of men that deceive us? That's that inventions of men that deceive us. Because we know the scripture is saying, we are thine. Yeah, the system, but also think about TV. Charleston Heston. Okay, the kings of Egypt. All these types of things where the so-called white man has. Well, we weren't. Egypt wasn't ours anyway. But you know, the pictures, them whitewashing everything. That's what this scripture is talking about. We weren't deceived by mischievous inventions, TVs, all this, that, and the other. Knowing the wiles of the devil, the mischief, the trickery of the devil. It says, for neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors. The painter's fruitless labor. So that's what that scripture talking about, where it says that they painted painted Christ, Hamashiach, white. Okay, those are fruitfulest labor. It says the sight whereof enticeth fools. You see what I mean? It says.
Niggas ain't got nowhere to go, bro.
So hear this real quick, brother. So it says, for neither did mischievous inventions of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with divers colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it. So it's a benefit to say that the so-called white man can be saved in this world. This is why the scriptures say the world heareth them. So that benefit is what she's speaking of. You see? That's why you're not supposed to hear what she's saying. You're not supposed to hear just like she ain't no different than anybody that can tell you, oh brother, hey man, you gonna get that money, man, this, that, and the other. They being deceived. They being deceived, man. It says, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it. And so they desire the form of a dead image. So they desire the form of the wicked image of Christ. And Allah. And they'll lie. You said they'll lie? Yeah, they'll lie too. And then they want all these other gods over them instead of what? The Most High God who actually looks like them. I mean, Yahweh Shah who actually looks like them. And it said that Christ is the image of Yahweh. Okay? So then it says what? Dead image, and it says that have no breath, but they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things. When you trying to deliver the so-called white man, you trying to deliver the people who have oppressed you, the men of the so-called white man's confederacy who have oppressed you, killed Indians off the land, okay, killed blacks, brought blacks over here, murdered us. Okay, when you desire that thing, you a lover of evil things, man. It says, and the Most High gonna judge them. It says, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. So you worthy because of what you are to trust on those evil things, right? So it says, therefore it says, for the potter, tempering soft earth, fashioned every vessel with much labor for our service. Yeah, the same clay he has make both vessels to serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such as serve to the contrary. You see that? Yeah. So some he made for clean uses and some contrary. So what he gonna do? He gonna destroy those that are contrary, right? It says, but what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge. So the potter is the one who did it. She can't save the so-called white man. Nobody can, right? So these are the things that you have to hear. You see, and that's why the scriptures say, whether he laugh or he rage, there is no rest. Because people don't, our own people who the Lord said, this is the rest where I cause the weary to, you're supposed to hear this. Yeah. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 says what? It says, ye who are weary and heavy laden. You see? And second Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6, it says what? rests with us. When Yahweh Shah Hamashiach come executing vengeance.
So like what's harder to see? The whole world being saved, or the lowly blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans being lifted out of this situation they're in? We have in NATO we don't have a seat at the table, right? We don't have
We have a representative.
we don't have representatives.
Don't speak for us.
Exactly. There's nowhere. If you look, you're like, there's no possible way for these people to get saved. There's no possible way for them to come out of the situation that they've put it, that the Most High God has put us in.
Yeah.
Right. So only one person can deliver us out of that situation. Right. So we have to really think about that. It's not hard to believe. You be like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna float up. Like as far as physically speaking, yeah, you may be like, yeah, everybody floating up to the sky. I don't know about that. But as far as like everybody being saved by God, that's not a hard thing to believe. That's not a hard thing to compass. And if Christ, who was an austere man, was teaching those things,
You can come around
why
from-
was he hated? Why was he hated? You know, at what point in the scriptures did God say that he was no longer dealing with Israel? He didn't. Paul said that. Did God cast away his people? God forbid. For I myself am an Israelite out of the tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah.
Right? So if he never cast away his people and Israel was his chosen people, then what do you think he's gonna do to the people that have been harming his people? So look at this. Jeremiah 30 and 16.
So you come back to the sword.
Exactly. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Like, that's why I said, like, you gotta have precepts on precepts. You can't just pull one scripture and say, well, look, it says this, it says this. Okay, are you sure it means that? Because if it doesn't line up with the harmony of the scriptures, we have a contradiction.
You gotta read it in context.
Exactly.
Right.
And if we don't have if the Bible doesn't contradict itself, then you can't give me a scripture that's contradiction unless you have a precept to line up with it to show me my understanding is a contradiction.
Yeah.
If I can show you precept on precept on precept, line upon line, continuously, that this is the harmony of the Bible.
That's the truth.
Exactly, then that's the
It ain't got
truth.
nothing to do with you. It's just like, that's just what it is.
Exactly, and that's why I told her, if we show you what's going on, keep that same energy about how you love the Bible. But what started happening? She stopped letting the Bible speak. She stopped letting it speak. Started talking over the Bible. If I know I'm right, I'm gonna let you go ahead and read that scripture. Then I'm gonna show you what that scripture means. If she would have said something like, "Hey, John 3:16," and she would have read it, I'd let her read it. I'd go ahead, read it. Then me and the brother would have showed her the understanding of the scripture. I wouldn't try to talk over the scriptures. You can't disrespect the Most High, the words of the Most
It's
High.
crazy because it said like the world, like God so loved the world, but then like how would He love the world if the world is like given into the hands of the wicked?
That's why I
You know what
wanted
I'm
to bring it out. That's why I
understand
told
what
her.
you're saying, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but if you look at 14, if you go up to 14, it says, as
That's
Moses lifted up the serpent.
Yeah.
So who is he talking to? And then you already know that Christ said, that's how people try to say that your word ain't true. When you say, I'm a Christian, I believe in the word,
Yeah.
you know, without having a full understanding, they say that and you be like, man, well, everybody believe what they want to believe. No, this word is true. Because you know what? It doesn't contradict itself. Christ said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah.
And he meant that thing.
Yeah.
He's here for his people. We hope for him. And then like it's saying Revelation chapter 17, it says these shall
I really gotta take this stuff.
Okay, go ahead. What it say?
Hey, bro, what's up? Hey, hold on, baby, hold on. Social distance.
Nah, we don't believe in that. We just,
Hey,
dap
but
you up.
y'all be out here, man, like all the time?
All the
Hey,
time.
whenever we can, man, you know
Whenever
this.
y'all can? So
Yeah.
this is the church right now, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you, hey, 2 or 3 gathered in his name.
Hold on, baby.
What he say? Where 2 or 3
I'll give
gathered
you
in
my
his
number,
name
bro.
there.
You can just contact me whenever.
Yeah, man,
text me and I'll text you whenever we coming out here.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Salakia, look,
Okay, what
it
is
say, like it say,
me get
where
my
2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst. That's our proof right there. We're not just shouting stuff out.
I like the word, bro, so I come with my Bible next time. What is it?
713
713
548
548
6679.
I'm gonna leave my name right here.
Yeah, just text me and then whenever we coming out here, I'll just shoot you a text and let you know we coming out here.
Okay, all right, there it is, bro.
All right.
All right, brother.
Nice meeting y'all, bro. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you
All
too.
right. All right, so with that, we're going to say Shalom, Israel.